So Dan Sodergren is from the digital marketing, and he's a digital marketing and tech expert. Just remind us what the situation is at the moment. If you send a text, you can currently delete it as long as you get to it before someone else has seen it. Is that right? Or you can delete it anyway?
Well, you can delete it anyway, and of course WhatsApp, as you say, has been used by 2 billion people, and it's been used by people more and more, so it's not a small communication platform. It's most probably one of the biggest and used by lots and lots of people all the time. So right now, you can simply delete the message, and I don't know if you've ever had the thing pop up that says message deleted, but that creates a certain emotion inside your head sometimes, because of course you're like, oh, what did they say? But now they're taking it back.
And they're just hoping and praying that you haven't seen it before you changed it.
Absolutely. So you didn't see the first one, but obviously WhatsApp's now used more and more in the future of work by employees as well as interpersonally. And I think this is one of the reasons why they followed the kind of suit of other apps. Telegram allows you to edit stuff. That's an instant messaging one. And of course, Twitter now famously charges you with the ability to edit your tweet. And so WhatsApp finally did it. Luckily, they're not charging us for it, but they finally followed suit.
Okay, so how will this work then? So, I mean, you're saying, you're sending a text about John saying, I can't stand John. Then what you then think, oh, he's gone to John by mistake. Then you go in and write, I can stand John, or I love John, or something.
Well, I mean, again, I would most probably delete that one. That sounds like one you should most probably just delete. But yeah, so certainly from a business point of view as well, I think it's more to do with things like typos and that kind of thing, rather than actually, fully blown changing of your mind about something. But of course, it could be used for both, and that's the bit which they're not saying. They're not going to say this is what it used to say, this is what it now says. It's just going to say that you've been notified that it's been edited. And of course, we've all been, or maybe you may not have been, but lots of people have been in a situation, maybe a work thing, where they've sent something and it's gone to the wrong person, or it's got a typo in, and you feel businesses are much more worried, of course, about their brands online and through these instant messages than perhaps we are interpersonally, because how you communicate speaks, echoes about your particular brand. People don't like spelling mistakes on business stuff, and rightly not. So I think it's more come in from a business point of view. However, I think there's a lot of human beings that would love the fact that they can now edit it 15 minutes after they've sent it. They can now edit it. Whether John's going to be happy with your lying about it is very different.
But this is going to give rise to a whole new art or science, perhaps it is, of how to go about this judiciously. If you have said something to the wrong person, how... it really is going to get quite complex, because you'll be looking at a sentence thinking, right, how do I change the meaning of that sentence now? And, let's say they've seen it, and which, they might well have seen it. How do I change it to make it look as if there was just one apostrophe out of place or one word missing?
Well, I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, I had something happen to me the other day, which I lost all my WhatsApp messages and my kind of chat history. And I was devastated, because there's a whole history and a whole kind of thing of things that have been said and things that haven't. I thought to myself, my goodness, that would have been really useful information to have had, interpersonally, so my memory's not great, but loads of other things as well. Now, if you can start changing that, I think this is why they brought in the 15-minute rule. So if you could start changing the past and say, oh, no, 2 weeks ago, John, I did say we should meet in 2.5 weeks, and you've got the date wrong, or whatever it is, in the changing malaise of human life. I think, I'm with you. I personally, there's a couple of updates that WhatsApp's made recently. I'm not a massive fan of this one, but I know it's been called for many people in business for a long time.
What kind of digital marketing and tech expert are you if you manage to lose all your WhatsApp chat history?
The thing is, I'm not hardware tech, so I broke my phone went down, and then I reinstalled the ring behind it, and I went on Google and did the thing, and then the whole thing went. So, don't get me wrong.
Have they gone forever?
Get your things. No, it's still in the cloud. I've still got to just change my phone and re-update it. But it's the principle. It was more my emotive reaction to losing it. And of course, if you could start editing the past, and that's what I'm saying, I think this is why the 15-minute rule's in there, because if you could start editing all of it, that's quite dangerous, isn't it?
Okay, thanks very much indeed, Dan Sodergren, who's digital marketing and tech expert.